Questioning Quilter, and today's quilt is special. It is by far the easiest disappearing hourglass block, and that's saying something. This quilt is made with 5-inch scrap charms, but stay around to the end and I'll show you some different fabric options. So let's get to it. I started with 72 5-inch charms, which were turned into 144 half-square triangle blocks. Took 4 at random. And to turn these into an hourglass is really simple. We just rotate them like this. Notice that these 2 corners have the dark to the center, and these 2 corners have the dark to the outside. We sew them together. We have an hourglass. Now this is a disappearing hourglass block. So in order to quote-unquote disappear it, we're going to make 4 cuts, 1 3/8 inches from the center. Now notice I have a tape on here, which helps prevent me from cutting on the wrong line. And the other great thing about this particular block is that the distance that you cut from the center isn't tremendously critical. It doesn't have to be exact thirds. So if you decide to make this with a bigger hourglass block, you don't have to make yourself crazy with the math. If you get it close to a third, that'll be fine. Now, once it's all cut, we have 9 sub-blocks, and this is going to be really easy. We're going to take the 4 corners and turn each of the 4 corners 180 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just like that, you're done. All you have to do is sew these 9 pieces together. Now I call this the kissing block because these look to me a little bit like birds kissing each other. Kind of sweet. Once the kissing blocks are all sewn together, we're going to make a motif by putting 4 of these blocks together. Now to make this motif, see, we're just going to set these up, and we're going to take this dark corner, doesn't matter which one, and put that to the center. And so when we put 4 of these together, just like that, we get this beautiful motif that I call Moroccan tiles. Now, when you sew 4 of them together, so we have another Moroccan tile motif, when we line this up with the second one, what you see is we get another secondary pattern of the white tile. So we have the dark tile and the white tile. And when we sew them all together, just like that, you have an amazingly beautiful quilt. Now, just a quick note on how I assembled this. I had seen some quilts that had half-square triangle diamonds, and they had made a 3-dimensional effect by putting light triangle in one corner, mediums on the 2 sides, and dark on the last sides. Well, guess what? It didn't work. But hey, it was worth a try, right? Because you never know. Now, I promised you some other color and fabric options. So the first one is, what if you didn't want all scraps? Well, if you left the scraps in the corners, but you made the centers this dark blue, you'd end up with a quilt that looks like this. Now, if you wanted a 3-color quilt, you could end up making your hourglass look like this. I've got the blue in the middle and the red on the edges, and so you get this lovely red, white, and blue quilt. And if you wanted just a monochrome or a 2-color quilt, then it would look like this. But wait, that's not all. As I said before, this is the easiest disappearing hourglass, but the easiest arrangement would be to just set them up and line them up without rotating them. I'm going to put these up here so you can see what this looks like. Now, I'm hoping that you'll tell me if you like for me to show you these alternate layouts and alternate arrangements, or if you'd prefer that I just make the video shorter by just making the one that I think looks the best. Let me know in the comments below. So here's what it looks like with just a straight layout. Now, this is what it would look like if you did 3 colors without scraps, and here it is with just 2 colors. Now, if you're new to my channel, you might be interested in some of my other disappearing hourglass designs. So just click on one of these boxes here and it'll take you to the video. Now, please stay well and happy quilting.